Jon.
One of these things, and like you explained in myths, is that they're trying to understand their world. And clearly we don't have everything down. Is there anything that they understood through nature, right? I mean, they definitely did have a better connection to nature than we did or we do now, which is very absent for most people. Do you feel that they had some better understanding of reality to a certain extent? Is there stuff that they knew that we don't?
Now, that is a brilliant question. That is sort of one of the things that drives me to learn what I learned, because part of me feels that this holy grail of mythology is uncover this. Are there secrets they knew about the world that we've lost? Is there something? And what gets me is, I've also studied Indo-Europeans, and they had this view of the world being balanced such that if you took from the world, you have to give it back. So, and their view was that in the beginning, I talked about these two characters, Manu and Yimo, man and his twin. Well, in the beginning, Manu sacrifices Yimo to build the world. Okay. And then he uses different parts of Yimo's body to build different people on this world. So some people built from his head, some from his body, some from his legs. And so it is thought that, you live, but when you die, your body then goes back into the earth and your hair becomes grass and your bones become rock and your blood becomes water and your flesh becomes soil, such that when someone is born again, they take from the earth and their bones were made from rock and their blood was made from water. And so in effect, they had this cycle that you must balance what you give, whatever you take, you put back. And that I quite like. It's quite poetic and romantic, but I just like the fact that they had that view in life, that if you have that as a real belief guiding your everyday practice, then does that make, I don't know if that makes life better, but to me it feels like that's a better attitude towards life than maybe wanting to be number one on TikTok.
In general, the balance thing, I mean, I don't know if this has any play, but I mean, it's not exactly, but there is some similarities obviously to the yin yang understanding.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So they were influenced by each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that fascinates me as well, because I mean, we're so locked into our worlds here and our worldviews here, which no one's saying we don't know a lot. I mean, we're the masters of matter and doing all this stuff, but one wonders where we're headed with our technological advancements and how we kind of, whatever. Like, I don't know.
Of life? There is no point to life. If you want to be philosophical about it, you just enjoy yourself and then die.
Yeah.
The question is, how do you want to enjoy yourself?
Right. What's the best way? What should be the way? Do I have a path? Is there a better way for it? Those are the questions that I think are pretty much lost, and they're going to continue to get lost as long as you can't sit down and have a deep analytical look at your world, where you came from, why did all these people do all this? I mean, you have thousands of years of work from your species being done, that builds upon, itself. And so you should probably look to see if they found anything interesting.
It's for us to be here. Our families went through so much. I mean, war and famine and plague and all sorts, and yet we're here. We're that lucky to be here. Why are we not trying to give something back? Which is sort of why I do YouTube and possibly why you do your podcast. In a way, it's a way of not only learning and helping yourself grow, but other people to listen and grow too. And to me, that's why I do this. But
sure,
you hear stories of kids who just play computer games and want to do that for the rest of their life. And they could be enjoying themselves doing that. But you think,
sure,
when
what's
you
your
die,
contribution?
You want to be remembered. Exactly. And there's actually a poetic term in Indo-European or Proto-Indo-European which goes, fame does not decay. Suggesting that, that's the way of being immortal. Because they knew they couldn't actually be physically immortal. But they knew if they'd done the deeds that were so great, people would write poems about them. That's what you want to do. You want to be so great that people would write songs about you.